Orissa, the abode of Lord Jagannath, is renowned for its temples. Among its many districts is Dhenkanal, a place which has many well-known temples to its credit. Its kings were pious and performed a number of rituals. One of their religious passions was to construct temples. Among all the temples in the town, the Sri Kunjakanta temple has a special distinction. Like the two temples at the king's palace, this temple is the personal property of the royal family. The Pani Ola hill with its lush and picturesque ambience offered the ideal setting for the temple. The structure of the temple has a special architectural importance. It is a replica of the famous Vishnu temple at Vrindavan. Lord Krishna and Radha are worshipped here. The then king Surpratap Singh Mahendra Bahadur constructed the temple in 1916. He did this as a mark of respect to his spiritual guru Madhusudan Goswami of the Radha Ramanji temple of Vrindavan. The deities were also brought from Vrindavan. Radha was accompanied in her journey from Vrindavan to Dhenkanal by 8 of her Sakhis. Since then, the temple is maintained by the royal family. The grandson of Surpratap Singh Deo, Sri K.P. Singh Deo, is proud of his family's cultural heritage.
My forefathers have established many temples. Particularly the Kunjakanta temple was set up by Raja Surapratap Mahendra Bahadur and Krishna Chandra Priya because they were devout Vaishnavites and they were the disciples of Madhusudan Goswami. Otherwise here we have the famed Shaiva Peeth Kapilas, Balabhadra, who is the elder brother of Lord Jagannath. Our culture is Balabhadra Sanskruti and Chandrasekhar, then we have Jolanda also.
The queen of Surpratap Mahendra Bahadur, Rani Krishna Chandra Priya Devi, spent the last years of her life worshipping the Lord in the building adjacent to the temple. The queen devoted her life in the service of the Lord after her husband died. In fact, the pond Kunjakanta Pokhri was built specially to cater to the queen's daily needs. In the life of isolation the queen spent here, she composed a prayer book for children, the Bhakti Pushpanjali, as a symbol of her unwavering dedication to her Lord. According to Swami Keshwanand Saraswati, who has come here from Rishikesh, the name Kunjakanta, where the temple is located, is also derived from the name of the temple.
Lord Krishna's Leelas have direct relevance with Kunja. The bowers of Vrindavan was his pastime during his early boyhood. And it is said, it is narrated in the Holy Bhagavad Purana that Lord Sri Krishna was a quite young boy. He used to have dalliance with Radha and the beautiful divine friends of Radha called Sakhis. And so, as a good cowherd boy, he used to have his favorite pastimes called dalliance with Radha and Sakhis. So, it was being performed not in the palace, but in the bowers of Vrindavan forests on the bank of river Jamuna. So that particular place where they used to have their divine play, or you can have a divine communion with concert Radha and Lord Sri Krishna, that was called Kunja. Kunja. And so the Lord of the Universe is Kunja Kanta.
As the royal supremacy faded away, the temple was open to the common people. At present, hundreds of devotees visit the temple daily. The temple opens at 6 in the morning and the Lord is woken by the clapping of the pujari. This manner of waking up the Lord has been the tradition of the temple.
We clap before opening the temple to shoo away the ghosts and awaken the Lord Krishna to a bright new morning.
Devotees like Shakuntala Mishra have been coming here daily for the past 20 years. She comes in at 5 in the morning, offers flowers to the Lord, sweeps the temple floor, and then prays for the well-being of her family.
This service to God comes from bhakti. I come here every morning to clean the floor, pluck flowers for Lord Krishna. I also come for the evening kirtan.
Then the Lord is greeted with the morning arti. After the morning ritual, the temple remains closed till 12 o'clock. The prasad is served at this time, since it is believed that at noon, Krishna goes out to feed his cattle. The temple opens again at 5:30 in the evening, and the devotees come in to sing the arti, bhajans and kirtans in praise of their Lord. Besides the ordinary days, the temple celebrates several auspicious days. The Janmashtami, Rasa Purnima, Holi and the Jhula Yatra are a few of them. All the traditions of the temple are observed in accordance with the Vaishnav customs. This is also the reason why Janmashtami is celebrated a day later.
I am visiting the temple since 1970. Ever since my retirement, I feel like coming here mainly to do satsang.
Despite its great significance, the temple's condition is deteriorating as the days pass. There are several cracks in the building, the paint is peeling, walls have been defaced, and algae has engulfed a considerable portion of the temple. The decaying condition of the temple requires a lot of attention, but the people of Dhenkanal are still waiting for it.